The Mandalorian Season 2's final episode dropped a pretty huge reveal in its post-credits scene. We're about to consider what it all means, so spoilers are coming. Turn back now unless you've watched the season finale to its very end. In the post-credits scene of Chapter 16, The Rescue, Boba Fett returns to Jabba's palace on Tatooine, kills Bib Fortuna, and takes his place on the throne. A caption then announces that the Book of Boba Fett is coming in December 2021. Talk about a hell of a way to end a season. But what is the Book of Boba Fett? Disney recently announced a whole buffet of upcoming Star Wars shows, but never once mentioned anything about everyone's favourite bounty hunter. Clearly Disney held back one announcement so that it could be dropped at the end of The Mandalorian Season 2. It's just not fully clear exactly what this Boba Fett project is. The Book of Boba Fett seems likely to be a spin-off show. Season 2 of The Mandalorian has been filled with essentially backdoor pilots for new shows, and that was especially proven true by Disney announcing the Ahsoka Tano show. And with Boba Fett being one of the most popular characters in Star Wars history, thanks Kenner for your action figure legacy, it does feel practically a no-brainer. Sitting Boba on Jabba's throne puts him in a new, potentially powerful position to cause some criminal havoc among the galaxy's scum and villainy. Alternatively, perhaps the Book of Boba Fett could be a standalone movie for Disney+. Back in 2013, it was reported that there would be a one-shot Boba Fett film in a similar vein to Rogue One and Solo, but production was eventually scrapped in 2018. The film was reportedly going to be set during the original trilogy, and feature an ensemble of bounty hunters joining Boba. Well, Fett already has Fennec Shand on his team. Why not call in some other old pals and put together a gang for 2 hours of crime in the Outer Rim? The sequel trilogy set up an expectation for new Star Wars films for the holidays, so while we wait for the Rogue Squadron movie, it would be pretty great to get a TV movie about Boba Fett next Christmas. Another theory we have is that the Book of Boba Fett is actually The Mandalorian Season 3. The show has always referred to its episodes as chapters, and has now finished a 16-chapter arc following the exploits of Mando and Grogu. Perhaps Lucasfilm will now refer to the first 2 seasons as the Book of Din Djarin, and the upcoming chapters will now be part of the Book of Boba Fett. Basically, think of it like the phase system from the MCU. This is not to suggest that Djarin would be pushed out of the picture, just that Fett may take the more prominent role for this next storyline. After all, the show is called The Mandalorian, and that could refer to several characters. Perhaps we'll get the Book of Bo-Katan in a few years' time. Or, of course, it could just mean that there's a book about Boba Fett coming out next year. For more, check out these other Star Wars videos, and for everything else, stick with IGN.